Title: We were mocking my husband at a neighborhood party until he stood up and told me it's over forever. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm golden glow over the backyard, where laughter and chatter filled the air. It was one of those idyllic neighborhood parties, complete with barbecued burgers, the smell of freshly cut grass, and the sounds of children playing. Among the guests were Emma and her husband, Tom, who had been married for 5 years. They were known for their light-hearted banter, but tonight, the playful teasing would take a darker turn. As the evening progressed, the drinks flowed freely, and the atmosphere grew increasingly jovial. Emma, with her sparkling blue eyes and infectious laugh, enjoyed being the center of attention. Tom, more reserved and thoughtful, often played the role of the straight man in their banter. He would smile and roll his eyes at Emma's jokes, but he knew her playful teasing sometimes crossed a line. "Tom, you really need to loosen up," Emma laughed, poking fun at his tendency to avoid the spotlight. "You're like a stick in the mud. Look at everyone else having fun while you're just standing there." The group around them erupted in laughter, and Tom forced a smile. "I'm just enjoying the view," he said, trying to brush it off. But Emma wasn't done. "Enjoying the view? Or just scared to dance? Come on, everyone. Let's see Tom show us his moves," she exclaimed, drawing attention to him. The laughter intensified as their friends cheered him on, egging him to join the fun. Tom's cheeks flushed with embarrassment. He felt the weight of their gazes on him, and the laughter, once light-hearted, began to sting. "Emma, can you just chill for a second?" he said, attempting to keep his tone light but failing to mask his discomfort. "What's wrong, Tom? Afraid you might actually have fun?" she teased, a smirk dancing on her lips. Her friends joined in, chuckling and making playful jabs, but Tom felt the laughter turn into a cruel mockery. "Seriously, Emma, this isn't funny," he said, his voice steadier now but laced with frustration. "Oh, come on, lighten up. You're not going to die from a little embarrassment," Emma replied, waving her hand dismissively. Tom looked around at the group, realizing that the laughter was directed at him, and he could feel a simmering rage bubbling beneath the surface. The playful teasing had morphed into something hurtful, and he was done being the punchline. In a moment of clarity, he stood up, a decision forming in his mind. "You know what, Emma? This is ridiculous. I'm tired of being the butt of your jokes," he declared, his voice rising above the chatter. The laughter faded, replaced by stunned silence. "What do you mean?" Emma asked, taken aback by his sudden outburst. The playful spark in her eyes dimmed, replaced by confusion and concern. "I mean this. This isn't fun for me anymore. I'm done," he said, his heart pounding in his chest. "I'm tired of you making fun of me in front of everyone. It's not just teasing. It feels like you don't respect me." Emma opened her mouth to protest, but the words caught in her throat. She had never seen Tom like this. His frustration bubbling over, the usually mild-mannered man transformed into someone she barely recognized. "Tom, I was just joking. You know I love you," she stammered, but he shook his head, his eyes darkening with hurt. "Love? This doesn't feel like love, Emma. It feels like you want to make me look weak, and I can't stand it anymore." His words hung heavy in the air, and for a moment, everyone was silent, processing the tension that had just erupted. "Maybe I don't belong here," he continued, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "Maybe it's time I leave." With that, he turned and walked toward the door, leaving behind a stunned crowd and a wife who suddenly felt the ground beneath her crumble. Emma's heart raced as she watched him go, an overwhelming sense of dread filling her chest. "Tom, wait!" she called out, but he didn't turn back. Instead, he stepped outside, the cool evening air hitting him like a wave. As we dive deeper into the twists of this story, I'd love for you to join our storytelling family here at Lauren's Story. If you're captivated so far, why not take a second to tap that subscribe button? Each new story brings you a front-row seat to unforgettable journeys, ones that just might resonate with your own. Let's continue and see how this story unfolds. He felt a rush of anger and sadness wash over him, the sting of her words still fresh in his mind. He couldn't understand how the night had spiraled so quickly. A part of him wanted to just drive away and forget it all, but another part of him clung to the hope that she would come after him. As he stood by the car, he could hear the muted laughter of their friends through the open door. He felt isolated, alone in a crowd that had once felt like home. Just as he was about to get in and drive away, he heard footsteps behind him. "Tom, please, can we talk?" Emma pleaded, her voice shaky. He turned to face her, his expression a mix of hurt and anger. "Talk? About what? How you think it's funny to humiliate me in front of our friends?" "I didn't mean to humiliate you," she said, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "I was just trying to have fun. I thought you could take a joke." "Maybe I can't anymore," he replied, his voice firm but pained. "This isn't the first time, Emma. I've let it slide before, but tonight was different. You crossed a line." Her heart sank as she realized the truth in his words. "I'm sorry. I didn't see it that way. I just wanted everyone to laugh, to have a good time," she said, her voice cracking. "And you thought it was okay to make fun of me to do that?" he shot back, frustration boiling over. "I'm not your entertainment, Emma. I'm your husband." The weight of his words struck her like a punch to the gut. She had never intended for her playful teasing to wound him so deeply. "I was wrong, Tom. I see that now. I'm so sorry," she said, her voice trembling. But Tom felt the hurt etched deep in his heart, the years of feeling undermined bubbling to the surface. "I can't keep doing this," he said, the resolve in his voice unyielding. "I can't keep pretending everything is fine when it's not." Emma took a step forward, her hands reaching out to him. "Please, let's talk about this. I don't want to lose you," she said, desperation creeping into her voice. "Then you need to understand what this feels like. You need to see how your words impact me," he replied, his heart heavy. "Let's go home and talk. Just us," Emma pleaded, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I promise I'll listen. I'll do better. Just don't walk away from us." Tom paused, torn between his anger and the love he still felt for her. The thought of leaving everything behind felt suffocating, but the pain of humiliation was still fresh. After a long moment, he nodded slowly. "Okay. But if we're going to talk, it has to be honest. No more jokes, no more mocking. Just the truth." Emma nodded, relief flooding her senses. "I promise. I want us to work." As they walked back inside together, hand in hand, the weight of the tension began to lift. Tom knew that their relationship would need work, but this moment marked the start of something new, an opportunity for growth, understanding, and genuine connection. It wouldn't be easy, but as they entered the room together, he felt a glimmer of hope. Maybe this was the wake-up call they both needed to remember what truly mattered in their marriage. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the complexities of human relationships. If this story resonated with you and sparked emotions you can relate to, I invite you to subscribe to Lauren's story. Your support not only helps us grow, but also allows us to continue bringing you captivating tales of betrayal, revenge, and resilience. Share this story with someone who might need it, and remember to like this video if you enjoyed it. Together, let's keep exploring the powerful narratives that connect us all.